Jimmy, and we work on the Chromebook products. And we'll be talking more about that later this afternoon. But what I want to do during this session is to talk a little bit about how I get work done, and some tips and tricks and some tools that can maybe help you guys as well. So for work, I actually travel quite a fair bit, and depending on where I am, I may have multiple devices on me. Sometimes I have a phone, sometimes I have a tablet, sometimes I have a laptop, and depending on the situation, sometimes I'm going to need a bigger screen or a smaller screen, whatever gets the work done. And I imagine this is not just my problem. I imagine for all of you guys travel a lot for work as well. You're on the road a lot. You still need to get your work done. Parents, if they have kids, sometimes you need to pick them up early and then they come back online at night. Business owners, entrepreneurs, they have home offices, etc. So this is something a problem that we all have. Too loud? I'm sorry. Is this better? Better? Okay, sorry about that. What I'd like to show you now is a couple products that will be very helpful. One is Google Keep. So this is connected to my tablet. And this screen is connected to my laptop. So on the tablet screen, you notice that, you just come further, you can see. This is a new product that Google launched a couple months ago. And so this allows you to quickly jot notes. So you can see I have some checklists here, I have some documents with reading notes, I can upload pictures. I think the cool thing as well with phones and tablets, not only do you type in there, but if you don't want to do that, you can also speak to it if you want to. So there's a voice recording feature, so you can use that. Now, another very cool feature is that all devices are synced. So it doesn't matter if I'm using my tablet, my phone, and in this case over here is my laptop. Everything is synced, so I see the same thing. When I really try to get my work done, I'll use a different product called Google Drive. It's pretty Google Drive. You can think of Google Drive as sort of like a briefcase or a purse. You can bring all of your work files with you. So here I put in all of my pictures for work, all of my videos, and it's a very neat place to put everything that you have there. And of course you can create documents and files and stuff like that, and you can put whatever you want in it. Same thing, on a laptop you can see all of your files. On the phone and on the tablet, it's the same thing. So over here, I'm showing my drive space with exactly the same documents. And whenever I make a change on one side, it'll reflect on all of my devices. So that makes it really easy to get my work done. Okay, so very often I need to create documents. And create documents means collaborating with my colleagues. Let's go ahead and go to Google Docs. This is where I will be writing files. What I used to do is I will have USB keys with my files. I'll carry it around with me. I'll also write documents and I'll email to my colleague, they'll email it back, and then we'll call it version 1, version 2, version 3.5, or whatever. And before you know it, things get very confusing. With Google Docs, everyone looks at the same version. So this is the version of the file. And as you can see, you can have multiple people working on it at the same time. These are the cursors of my coworkers. In this case, I have Jenny and Miriam helping out editing this document. So you can imagine if your colleagues are overseas, you're in Tokyo, Singapore, and India, you can all work together without having any problems. Now, if you want to see an older version, so just in case something goes wrong and you want to roll back, that's pretty easy too. You click on all the changes, let's go ahead and click that, and you see all the different versions from the past. So you can easily go back. When you're writing documents, very often it's just not good enough just to write together. You also want to talk about it, right? So one of the lightweight things you can do is you can chat on the side, of course. You can also put comments. So you can highlight a certain part of the text that you think you need to comment on and add a comment. And this will be shared with the other people. Now sometimes that is not enough either. Because sometimes you want, the face-to-face time, you want to talk about it, something is just really tricky. Previously, the way I would do this is I would probably run back to the office, right, and then do a meeting, or maybe I'd call someone. But imagine if your colleagues are not in the same location, different city. it becomes very, very difficult. So what I like to do now is I like to do a hangout. Let's go to Gmail. In Gmail, you can chat with your friends, but in addition, you can also do a video on the fly. So let's go ahead and create a video call. So with Hangouts, you can use whatever device you want. You can use your phone, use your tablet, you can use your laptop, and you can go ahead and have a meeting with your colleagues. Here we're adding a couple people. We're adding Jenny, some other folks coming in. Hello? Hello, hello? Now, in addition to just a regular video call, we can also have a bunch of features we can use for work. Now, what I'm going to show you is something a little more lighthearted, maybe not exactly work-related. It's called Google Effects. So here you can add some masks, add some costumes to make your call a little bit more lively. So you can add horns, you can add masks, etc. So imagine if you are having a video call with your family or with your friends. This may come in handy. We have other features as well that may be more work appropriate. So for example, you can share your screen, you can share documents, etc. So that's the update for you for this session. I think the main thing we want to convey here is that nowadays with work, people have multiple devices now. We got this guy with the iPad, we got phones, we got tablets, we got laptops, and depending on what is most convenient for you at the time, you want to get your work done using that device. And with the tools I shared today, you're going to be able to do that. You can sync across all your devices and even hang out with your colleagues whenever you want to.